Thank you for joining us on this Friday, November 4th, the first beginning month of November. It is Friday, November 4th, 2022. Hope everybody's doing great and had a great long week. It was definitely a long week, ladies and gentlemen, for probably everybody, so to speak. And hopefully everybody's ready for this upcoming weekend. Thank you for joining us on Worldwide Sport Updates. This is your host, Joseph Hadid, your podcast, your sports, your news, your local community. Thank you for joining us. It is TGIF indeed, ladies and gentlemen. And we have a lot to talk about as we recap what's unfolded in sports this past week. And we're going to start off, ladies and gentlemen, with the Big 12 that has inked $2.28 billion rights extension with ESPN and Fox. The impending defection of Texas and Oklahoma for the Big 12 has hammered its media objectives as the conference has re-upped its rights deal with Disney and Fox through the year 2030 and 2031 season. Sources familiar with the terms of extension confirmed that the 6-year agreement will generate $2.28 billion for the Big 12, which still has 2 years left on its legacy deal with ESPN, ABC, and Fox. In hammering out the renewal well ahead of schedule, Commissioner Brett Yormark and his team not only managed to guarantee long-term security for the conference, but they looked in what amounts to nearly a 75% annual increase in rights fees. Also, ladies and gentlemen, last week, ladies and gentlemen, actually, in week 7 of the NFL, we had a game being played in London. And again, the Denver Broncos were in the spotlight, ladies and gentlemen. But the question, did they win in the spotlight? Well, they finally did. They beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 21-17 in London to snap their losing streak. The Broncos' offense has stalled all season, ladies and gentlemen, so expectations were low when a punt left them on their 2-yard line, trailing the Jacksonville Jaguars at Wembley Stadium. Embattled, ladies and gentlemen, quarterback Russell Wilson delivered a message in the huddle. And ladies and gentlemen, not only, again, did the Denver Broncos win this game 21-17 in week 7 of the NFL regular season and also snapping their losing streak, but also they broke an attendance record. Yes, the announcement came, ladies and gentlemen, that the attendance of 86,215 was the largest crowd in history of NFL international games. How impressive is that? So, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, the international games in London are doing something right, and look out, NFL. There could be future games to come in future years at London and Wembley Stadium. And not to mention, we're talking about not just London, we could be talking about Greece, maybe, possibly. So, something to look forward to as the NFL fights to expanding to international games. How impressive is that? All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move over to some Major League Baseball news. And ladies and gentlemen, it has been officially filled out. Paperwork has been sent. Albert Pujols officially files for retirement. Future Hall of Famer and slugger, ladies and gentlemen, Albert Pujols has officially signed his retirement papers this past week, ending his glittering 22-year career. Pure Mark Fezent of MLB.com. Pujols has already announced his 2022 that would be his final season. But after a resurgent final year for the Cardinals, this news confirms he won't be back. Pujols will go down as one of the sport's greatest sluggers, having mashed 703 home runs over his career, which included 3 MVP awards and 11 trips to the All-Star game. The 42-year-old enjoyed a stunning final season in St. Louis, the city he spent much of his career, hitting 270, hitting 345, and hitting 550 with 24 home runs. And that was enough, ladies and gentlemen, to become just the 4th player in history to join the 700 club. Congratulations, Albert Pujols. Enjoy your retirement, my friend. Well deserved. And ladies and gentlemen, in the eyes of people, what a heck of a Major Baseball career that you've had and you've witnessed to everybody that you were surrounded with and being a part of. And your whole dedication and heart with the St. Louis Cardinals organization and franchise. Again, ladies and gentlemen, he is looked by so many people, and definitely, he's a future Hall of Famer indeed for some time in the near future. Again, congratulations to Albert Pujols. Well deserved indeed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Becky Hammon. Oh my God, congratulations to her. What else is not being done by Becky Hammon? I am so proud of her and what she's doing. And not only that, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, she just is coming off a WNBA for the first time in leading the Las Vegas Aces to their first championship in franchise history. Let's talk about it. Coming off an incredible, successful first season in the WNBA that saw her win Coach of the Year and led the Las Vegas Aces to their first championship in franchise history. Becky Hammon is taking her talents to television now, ladies and gentlemen. How impressive is that? ESPN announced that Hammon will be a studio analyst for the 2022-2023 NBA season. And ladies and gentlemen, good news is it'll be starting in the month of December. And ladies and gentlemen, again, analyzing the NBA is nothing new for Hammon. Of course, she was an assistant coach for the San Antonio Spurs, if you all, ladies and gentlemen, recall, from the year 2014 until the year 2022. And then, ladies and gentlemen, she did something that was also incredible. She went on and left to become the highest paid head coach in WNBA history with $1 million in the season. Congratulations to her. Well deserved to become to join ESPN as a studio analyst. How impressive is that? To add also another job function to her resume. So incredible. She was a WNBA champion, and she led the Las Vegas Aces to their first title in franchise history. So congratulations to her. Awesome stuff. We wish you nothing but the best, and enjoy being a studio analyst. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move over to college football. And ladies and gentlemen, we have an exciting college football game this upcoming weekend, and it's buzzing, folks. We are talking about the Tennessee Volunteer football team versus the Georgia Bulldogs. And ladies and gentlemen, that's not the only excitement that's happening this upcoming weekend, which the game will be played Saturday afternoon. And I think that game is scheduled, I believe, let's see here. That game is scheduled to be at 3:30 p.m. Yes. So it'll be 3:30 p.m. It'll be the number 1 ranked Tennessee Volunteers versus the Georgia Bulldogs Saturday afternoon. All right, with that being said, folks, again, that's not the only game that's being talked about that's going to happen on Saturday. Tennessee football faces Georgia Bulldogs in an anticipated SEC matchup of the season on Saturday. And it'll cost a considerable price if you want to go to that game. Ticket prices for the battle of the undefeated conference teams at Stanford Stadium broke, ladies and gentlemen, a regular season record this past week, according to TickPick. The price to get in has jumped more than $400 since the preseason, when the cheapest ticket was going for $197. The current get-in price is now currently at $626, ladies and gentlemen, per ESPN Field Yates, and reportedly surpassed the price for tickets to the rivalry game between Michigan and Ohio State, which is currently at $519. So how impressive is that, ladies and gentlemen? Again, that's not the only game that's being talked about, as ticket prices continue to keep rising for this upcoming matchup, as the two undefeated teams ranked number 1 in college football rankings will be battling it out again tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So strap on your seatbelts, folks. This is going to be a one heck of a football game Saturday afternoon. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the World Series. And again, what transpired this past week in the World Series. It's been a back and forth battle, folks, as we speak, and it's getting its name as both teams fight to the finish. It's getting its name for that key word, fight to the finish. And ladies and gentlemen, again, we witnessed on Game 4 of the World Series where World Series no-hitter Cristian Javier and the Astros silenced the Philadelphia Phillies for the first Fall Classic no-hitter since the year 1956. Cristian Javier could have claimed a near unprecedented piece of World Series history, that is, ladies and gentlemen, all to himself Wednesday night. Instead, he shared in the glory, and with 2 more victories, ladies and gentlemen, it was going to be two more victories under their belt, the Houston Astros may reap the ultimate prize. Javier pitched 6 no-hit innings, so dominating the Philadelphia Phillies in Game 4 that he recently could have become just the second pitcher to throw a solo no-hitter in a World Series game. But ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, he did exit after 6 innings with 97 pitches, and Brian Abreu, Rafael Montero, and Ryan Presley, they finished the job in filling in for Cristian Javier. Joining Javier, ladies and gentlemen, again, for a combined no-hitter and a 5-0 Astros victory that squared that World Series tied 2 games apiece after Game 4, ladies and gentlemen. And again, folks, they were 2 wins away from a World Series championship. But ladies and gentlemen, now we got to talk about Game 5 of the World Series that transpired last night on Thursday night. And ladies and gentlemen, again, it left Philadelphia fans in a full of worries, but at the same time, there is belief that the Philadelphia Phillies could change this series around into a whole different 360. Let's get right into it. Again, Houston takes the World Series lead in a nail-biting Game 5 win on the road at Citizens Bank Park. The Houston Astros, ladies and gentlemen, now are 1 win away from the second World Series title in franchise history. The Astros hung on to beat the Philadelphia Phillies in Game 5 at Citizens Bank Park on Thursday night, with the final score 3 Houston, Philadelphia Phillies 2, giving Houston Astros a 3-2 series lead in the best of 7 series, that is. Game 6, ladies and gentlemen, and if necessary, Game 7 will be played at Minute Maid Park this upcoming weekend, which is Saturday and Sunday, so to speak. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, in the first inning, it appeared that Game 5 would be a chaos game with lots of runs and lots of craziness. But the chaos game never materialized. Game 5 became a quasi-pitcher's duel with plenty of traffic and squandered opportunities on both sides. The 2 teams went a combined 2 for 18 with runners in scoring position. With that being said, folks, the Phillies, their starting lineups number 2, 3, and 5 batters, ladies and gentlemen, they were 0-14 last night, and they only had walks. That's it. Only walks, no hits. They were 0-14. Ladies and gentlemen, those players that I'm talking about that dealt with this 0-14 record was Rhys Hoskins, JT Realmuto, and Nick Castillos. Those are the 3, ladies and gentlemen, that are the most important players on the lineup, on that same lineup with Bryce Harper in the acquisition to help get Bryce Harper out of that mix. They are, ladies and gentlemen, the 3 dynamic musketeers for the Phillies to win a championship for the 3rd time in franchise history. But again, ladies and gentlemen, they were 0-14 last night, and they only suffered walks. And I'm talking again about the Phillies starting lineups, number 2, 3, and 5, 0-14. They were hitless again. All right, ladies and gentlemen, also another history to be made here. The Astros, ladies and gentlemen, with their victory, 3-2 victory last night, they won by 1 point, ladies and gentlemen. That is the first time since the year 2017 World Series Game 5. And that was against the Los Angeles Dodgers, ladies and gentlemen. So again, they won, again, final score 3-2, Houston Astros. Again, ladies and gentlemen, historically, teams that take a 3-2 lead in the best of 7 series have gone on to win the series 70% of the time, including 68% of the time in the World Series. The Astros are sitting pretty, ladies and gentlemen, as we speak. And now they have one chance, ladies and gentlemen, one more game left to win that game and clinch their 2nd championship in franchise history, also dating back to the year 2017. That said, ladies and gentlemen, Houston also was in the same position in the year 2019. They went on to lose games 6 and 7 at home to the Washington Nationals. And ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, the last win, remember this, it is always the hardest to achieve. All right, let's move on. We have some Major League Baseball free agency news to go over here. 4 teams Aaron Judge could sign in MLB free agency. New York Yankees right-handed hitting slugger Aaron Judge is the most anticipated name to hit the Major League Baseball free agency market this offseason. After crushing a career best and record-setting breaking 62 home runs, while also hitting .311, .425, and .686 with 131 RBIs, runs batted in, folks. Judge couldn't do himself any more justice before entering the market in search of a well-deserved payday. The question remains, ladies and gentlemen, from who? Now, those 4 teams that possibly could tip their hat in acquiring Aaron Judge are the New York Mets, the San Francisco Giants, the Los Angeles Dodgers, and ladies and gentlemen, possibly the New York Yankees could retain him. But ladies and gentlemen, it all comes with a great price that Aaron Judge is looking for. Again, it's all about the money, folks. Yes. Money walks. You already know the rest. All right. Which team has the worst record in NBA history? Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the NBA here real quick. I know you all witnessing right now that the Orlando Magic and the Houston Rockets are having such a horrible season as we, start the NBA season, of course, which really did start last month in the month of October. But ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about some history of the teams that have been dealing with the worst records in NBA history. And then it goes back to the number one, dating back to the year 1972-1973 Philadelphia 76ers. This Philadelphia 76ers squad could have had the worst record in the NBA. They finished the season with a 9-73 record. If not for the 2012 lockout season, the Bobcats could have changed their fate. The 1972-1973 Sixers were ranked 13 in points per game, 17 in field goal percentage, and 10th in free throws in that season. Number 2, ladies and gentlemen, again, the 2015-2016 Philadelphia 76ers. The 2015-2016 Philadelphia 76ers were one loss away from repeating history. They had a record of 10-72 that season, nearly tying the franchise worst record. The squad was formidable on defense, but they weren't as efficient on offense. Playing good defense won't matter if the team can't score the ball. Now, ladies and gentlemen, third on that list, again, it's this season. 2022-2023 Orlando Magic and the Houston Rockets. It may still be too early to say, but both the Magic and the Rockets were struggling. Well, ladies and gentlemen, they are struggling this season as we speak. They are the only teams right now who only have one win under their belt. Given the roster the Magic and Rockets have, it's unclear if they could break their dry spell anytime soon. But ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, I think Orlando Magic did pick up their second win of the season. Let's talk about this team real quick. So the Orlando Magic, ladies and gentlemen, did pick up their second win of the season by defeating the Golden State Warriors Thursday night NBA basketball action. So Orlando Magic, ladies and gentlemen, are 2-7 on the season. They defeated the Golden State Warriors 130-129 as the Golden State Warriors fall to 3-6 on the season campaign. And ladies and gentlemen, for the Houston Rockets, again, as we speak about this team, they are currently right now, again, 1-8 on the season, and they're still looking to figure things out as their road record, ladies and gentlemen, is 0-6, and their home record at home is currently 1-2. But they're still trying to figure out how to get back on the winning track and get a winning streak going, nonetheless. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about some NHL hockey news here. All right, the Lightning have extended their winning streak to 3 games, ladies and gentlemen. This past week on Tuesday night's game showed just how resilient this Tampa Bay team is. The Senators took a 1-0 lead in the first period after an early goal from Dylan Gabriel, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that. The rest of the period would not feature a goal from either team. In the second period, Mikhail Sergachev responded with a goal for the Lightning to tie game up 1-1. At the closing minutes of the second, Ottawa scored again to take back its lead 2-1. It was the final period that provided the most action for the Lightning. They would go on a 3-1 run to ultimately win the game 4-3 final score. Nikita Kucherov was the X factor for Tampa in this game. He assisted on 2 scores and made the goal that sealed the victory for the Lightning, just when it seemed like the Senators would win the game in the third. Kucherov was clutch with his late assist and score. All right, ladies and gentlemen, finally, news reports came out that Jeff Bezos is interested in bidding on Commanders and possibly with Jay-Z. A day after the Washington Commanders announced that the owners, Daniel and Tanya Snyder, are considering selling the team, speculation about a potential buyer was widespread, and at least one prominent name was confirmed as having interest. Amazon founder Jeff Bezos has interest in bidding for the NFL team, according to a person familiar with the situation. And his bid might include music mogul Jay-Z as his investor. The person spoke on the condition of anonymity Thursday because the potential sale of the franchise is in its early stages. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all for this week. Thank you for joining us on our recorded podcast. Again, have a great upcoming weekend. Enjoy your weekend, Friday and Saturday. I'll see you on this live's podcast. Till then, hit the like button, subscribe, share it out, and let it be known that Worldwide Sport Updates is the podcast for all sports that, ladies and gentlemen, you have missed to get the latest updates that happened throughout the week. Again, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your Friday and Saturday. We'll talk to you live this upcoming Sunday for a live podcast. And also, ladies and gentlemen, go Philadelphia Union. Philadelphia Union will be going for the MLS Cup, the Major League Soccer Cup, Saturday, ladies and gentlemen, afternoon at 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Philadelphia Union will be taking on LAFC, and Philadelphia Union will be going for their first MLS Cup in franchise history. Will they win? We'll give you all the details on Sunday. Again, ladies and gentlemen, have a great weekend. I'll talk to you guys on Sunday. Take care and stay blessed. Bye-bye, sports family.